chatting with the two of you as your dialogue, as the post it put up was, Ludo को खेलने का मजा एक सही partner के साथ आता है. I think she's the best co-star you've had so far. Don't you think so?
She's amazing. She's fantastic. She's definitely one of the best, and one of the most professional, and one of the most accomplished for sure.
Wow, Inayat, आप क्या कहना चाहते हो?
अभिषेक भैया के लिए?
हाँ. कैसा लगा इनके साथ काम करके?
बहुत the best, caring, lovely, प्यारे and handsome, बहुत अच्छे.
Wow. So it's interesting, your character in the film, actually she's a kind of a teacher. Like you learn, this man is learning a lot of wisdom from this 7-year-old he's come across. तो आपने वैसे अभिषेक भैया को क्या-क्या सिखाया था वैसे?
शूटिंग पे या सेट पे?
हाँ, सेट पे और शूटिंग पे क्या सिखाया आपने? बिकॉज पिक्चर में तो इनका कैरेक्टर आपसे ही सीख रहे हैं सब कुछ.
पहले मतलब मूवी में तो मैंने सिखाया कि किडनैपिंग कैसे करते हैं.
हाँ.
ठीक है, पर वैसे सेट पर मैंने इनको टिप्स भी दी कि जब ये ऐसे फोन पे, जैसे जब सेट पे चल रहा होता था ना, ये साथ साथ फोन पे गेम खेलते थे, मेकअप जब हो रहा होता था, और मैं भी गेम्स खेलती हूँ, पर मैं वैनिटी पे जब फ्री होती हूँ तब खेलती हूँ, पर ये ऐसे खेलते थे अभिषेक भैया वर्ड्स बनाने वाली गेम. तो इसीलिए मैंने उनको समझाया कि ऐसे नहीं खेलना, क्योंकि अभी मैंने ऑनलाइन ही समझाया था कि ऐसे नहीं खेलना, वरना आपका स्क्रिप्ट से ध्यान ऐसे गेम्स में चला जाता है. जब ब्रेक हो, फुल ऑन वाली वैनिटी पे हो, मतलब वैनिटी में हो, तब खेल लो. और मैंने उनको सेकंड ये टिप दी कि मेरी बहुत ज्यादा केयर करते हैं, तो साथ साथ अपनी भी केयर करा करो. जैसे बहुत ज्यादा केयर करते हैं, जैसे मम्मा पापा इतनी केयर नहीं करते जितनी ये करते हैं. मम्मा पापा तो करते हैं पहले शूटिंग कर ले, पर अभिषेक भैया नहीं, पहले टेक योर मिल्क, ओडोमॉस लगाओ, अभिषेक भैया करते हैं. तो मैंने उनको बताया कि अपनी भी साथ साथ केयर करा करो. ये 2 टिप्स. बाकी
I don't think anybody's ever taken charge of you the way she has.
No.
But it's interesting.
I told
Ludo,
you she's amazing.
Yeah, I mean, I really like it. I don't think your daughter also takes charge of you the way she has.
She's fantastic. Inayat is great, and what's really nice is, apart from just being such a wonderful, wonderful little girl, she's a wonderful actor, and you really don't realize or feel that you're working with somebody who, when we first started shooting, was 6 years old, and today she's a very big 8-year-old, aren't you, Inayat? And so it's wonderful. You feel like you're working with a co-star who's been doing what they're doing for years, and it's wonderful to get that, because usually when we work with children, the top of your list has to be patience, because they don't really understand the severity of what's going on. They don't understand the seriousness, and they don't need to, obviously. And for them, it's all a big game. The rest of us are taking it very seriously. So keeping that in mind and keeping their attention span in mind, you have to be very quick. You have to be very efficient. You have to be very prepared, because they can be ready for a shot at any point of time. But with Inayat, I mean, you treat her like a normal veteran almost. She's ready to shoot whenever. She's got her lines down pat. She knows everybody else's lines. There are a lot of times when she used to prompt me when I used to forget my lines. So it's a lot of fun. It was like working with somebody who's been acting for ages.
Thank you.
Wow. Awesome. So you also gave your reasons you wanted to work with Anurag Basu, and as most of the actors have said, he doesn't give them a ready-made script. Is that not unnerving for an actor? Because actors like their drafts and their briefs. Or do you think it was challenging?
It's immensely unnerving if that's something you're not used to. The way I justified it was, I made my my first film with Mr. J.P. Dutta, and his style of working is exactly the same. It's not that he doesn't have a script. They don't want to prepare the actor too much, because they want a very natural, instinctive performance. And I think that's why Dada does what he does. So for me, at the start of my career, there were a lot of films where I had worked with directors who had this approach towards filmmaking. So for me, it was absolutely normal. I was very comfortable doing it. It's liberating as well, because especially in the last 5 to 7 years, everything has become on the brink of mechanical in terms of the process of making films. I'm not saying that in a bad way. That's wonderful as well because you're merely executing what you've already prepared and rehearsed before coming onto the set. Trying to be as efficient and as easy on the budget as possible, so to speak. So you're not really wasting any time creating on the set. You're just executing. All the creation is done before you come onto the set. You've rehearsed, you've prepped, everything is ready. Tech recce's are done, all of that. So literally, it's when you come onto set, let's just can the work that we need to do and move on. But having come from a school which was that you can come onto the set, the director literally sits there, decides this is what I feel like doing right now, and it goes. It's creativity of a different kind, and over there you have to have implicit faith and trust in your director. And I was very comfortable doing it. I it would be unfair of me to speak for the rest of the actors, but I'm sure from whatever little I've interacted with them and spoken to them, they were all very happy with Dada's process.
So, Ludo, how has the meaning of Ludo changed for you, the game, and after doing the film? What remains the same? What now do you see it differently?
Not at all, because when we started shooting the film, the title wasn't locked. The title was only locked, I would say, about 7 to 8 months ago. So while shooting the film, we were just making a film with Dada, and that was it. So nothing has changed in that respect.
और इनायत, आप लूडो खेलते हो वैसे?
यस, हाँ जी, बहुत बारी खेलती हूँ, जीती
और जीतते भी हो?
यस।
And also, what drew you to playing Bittu? Because I love the relationship between the two of them. It's just so endearing.
When I signed on for the film, I didn't really know the story. It was just the desire to work with Dada, and he had told me basically what he was thinking and what his vision for the film was. I knew that it was going to be an anthology. I knew that the concept of the film, so to speak, broad strokes. I had no idea of how he was going to color in the characters and how he was going to bring everything together. And I asked him a few times, and when he did not divulge, I realized that maybe that's something that he also wants to explore after having shot with the actors and just see how it comes naturally together organically. Mm-hmm. So I just left it to him. I realized the way he wanted to work, and I was very happy with that. I think what was very nice was there's so many subtexts to Bittu's character. But at the end of the day, it comes down to something which is so basic, which is, I think, the love of a child is very innocent. And it comes down to that. You can be in the worst mood, but if a wonderful girl like Inayat comes up to you and is loving and caring, it's very difficult not to crack under those circumstances. Children have this amazing ability to make just the world a better place. So that's something that I really enjoyed with Bittu's character. Here was somebody with a very hard exterior, somebody that life has not been very kind to. And here comes this one stranger out of the blue who's only showering him with love and kindness. And he reacts to that. Regardless of the kind of baggage that he's got, he cannot help but be swayed by her emotion.
और इनायत, आप कुछ मिनी जैसे हो? वाह, look at that.
Yes,
आप मिनी की तरह हो वैसे? आप मिनी की तरह हो रियल लाइफ में? थोड़ी नॉटी है मिनी।
मैं अपनी मूवी में थी। हाँ जी, जैसे उस मूवी में भी मैं क्यूट हूँ, प्यारी हूँ, वैसे तो हूँ, पर ऐसे घर पे भागती नहीं हूँ नकली का ऐसे बोल के कि मैं ऐसे नहीं करती हूँ। यस, फिर मार पड़ेगी।
हाँ, वो तो पड़ेगी।
मैं प्यारी और क्यूट हूँ जैसे मूवी में।
And Abhishek, this is something I've been wanting to ask you. Like 2 decades in the industry, what are the kind of roles and characters you're wanting to play? Because you have played them all. So is it somebody who's far removed from your reality, someone whose headspace you can't even imagine getting into? Or what are the kind of characters and roles that you're looking out for now?
I'm definitely looking for characters. It's not about being in the same headspace or not, or creating a character, but I'm enjoying the process. The last four projects that I've done, starting with, say, a Manmarziyaan, then a Breathe, Ludo, the Big Bull, Bob Biswas, which I'm currently shooting. I'm enjoying the process of creating a character. I'm enjoying the process of inhabiting that character. I'm really enjoying this phase right now, and I'm pretty sure after this is done, then I'll want to move on to something else, and get onto that. So right now, I'm enjoying films in which they have very well-defined characters. They're characters which not necessarily are black and white. They're somewhere in the gray shades, and I enjoy that. I like flawed characters. That interests me, and I'm enjoying this phase until something else comes up which interests me, and then I move on to that.
And also, somebody remarked that you're one person who's very graceful when it comes to criticism. For somebody who has survived a very tough ecosystem, how have you done it? Taking the brickbats and the bouquets with equal ease. You also have a very self-depreciating sense of humor. How have you done it? And very, very graceful with everything. Where does that come from? Or did you have to condition yourself? Because it's a very tough ecosystem. It's also brutal.
Yeah, yes, it is. But nothing in life is easy, Pooja. I think that's something you have to accept. My father taught me something that his father had taught him, and he was the saying that "Jab tak jeevan hai, sangharsh hai." So I think once you realize that you have to wake up every morning and fight for your place under the sun. That's the natural order of nature. Survival of the fittest, and you have to just give it your best. You can't take yourself too seriously, especially in the profession that I'm in. You have to have the ability to laugh at yourself. I think it'll be terrible if you take yourself too seriously. Uh, as it is, there are more than enough people in this profession that take you seriously. So it's important that you have a sense of humor about yourself. You have to be able to take things in your stride. And that's it. Yes, 20 years, it's a difficult ecosystem, but there are a lot of people that have done it. There are people who have been around for 50, 60 years and still doing it. So I'm not an exception to the rule. I just love doing what I do. And I think that is the fundamental truth that you have to just accept. If you really love doing what you do, you'll find a way.
True. अभिषेक भैया आप बताओ आप मिस कर रहे हो वैसे ट्रायल शोज मीटिंग विद फैंस पूरा थिएटर बुक
जी
करके
बिल्कुल
फैमिली
जी देखिए बचपन से लेके आज तक थिएटर जाना मेरे लिए एक बहुत ही बड़ी बात है. I mean, it's like I've said this several times. It's almost a spiritual experience to go to the movie theater and watch a movie, and the fun of your warm popcorn with a cold drink and your samosa in that dark theater, looking up at a screen and watching it is just magical. And I'm so happy that in India, at least, theaters are slowly opening up. And But more than that, the safety of our audience is of paramount importance to all of us. Yes, the theatrical experience is something that we cannot duplicate. The theatrical experience is something that we all enjoy and love. But obviously, we want our audiences to be safe. Having said that, to get a platform like Netflix has a whole different set of advantages. You open up your film to an audience which traditionally might not have seen your film. You automatically, on day and date, premiere your film in over 100 countries worldwide. You reach out to an audience which might not even know you or your cinema. So I think when God shuts one door, He opens up another, and I definitely feel that streaming platforms like Netflix have been a godsend during this pandemic and lockdown period. That people still have an avenue to be entertained, and I think they've done a fantastic service. They're a great platform. I love their aesthetics in terms of the kind of content that they back. I think that's very interesting. They have a very dedicated audience, and I think Ludo fits into that aesthetic very nicely. And I'm fairly confident that whoever watches Netflix is going to enjoy seeing Ludo. So yes, we miss the movies, we miss the theaters, and we hope that we can get back there soon. But I'm definitely not complaining about streaming platforms.
लास्टली बिफोर आई गो इनायत, अभिषेक भैया से एक सवाल पूछते हैं. 20 साल से फिल्में कर रहे हैं. फ्राइडे को आपको वैसे अभी भी नर्वसनेस होती है, और अब ऐसा कौन सी आपने पिक्चर देखी है जो आप इंडियन ऑडियंस के लिए बनाना चाहते हैं? मैंने एक सवाल में दो पूछा आपसे. नहीं, अभिषेक भैया से पूछ रहे हैं. हाँ, 20 साल से ये बना रहे हैं ना.
मैं 20 साल से पिक्चर बना. So which is the one film I would want to make?
You want to make for an
what?
Indian audience, and do you feel nervous that Friday before the release? Do you still get those butterflies?
Absolutely, absolutely, as you should. Yeah, you're not the most fun person to be around on the week of release. It's also, you have to understand, it's in this case, it's 2 years of hard work, 2 years of blood, sweat, and tears that has gone into making a film, and it's up for judgment. And it's a nerve-wracking period, and that nervousness is never going to go away. And that also goes to show that it matters. If you're nervous about something, it means it still matters to you, and I think that's also important. What is that one film that I'd like to make for the audiences? I've made my fair share of films. I think at last count it was over 60 films. But I'd like to make a film that they enjoy, that puts a smile on their face. It doesn't have to be a comedy in that sense, but movies have this amazing ability to just make you very happy after seeing a film, feeling very content. And anything that entertains my audience is what I'd want to do.
Thank you so much, Inayat. आप तो नर्वस तो नहीं हो ना? भैया थोड़े नर्वस
नहीं नहीं क्यों?
वो होता है. आप और पिक्चरें करना, फिर आपसे बात करूंगी. Thank you so much. All the very best.
Take care, Pooja. Be safe.
Bye bye. Thank you.
Bye. Thank you. Bye.